Hi friends, thanks for joining me. My name is Megan and I've put together a short series of yoga-inspired classes to support you throughout your pregnancy. These first few classes are focused on movement that will be hopefully safe and comfortable for you in the first trimester, but my intention is that all of these classes will be safe for you to practice throughout the duration of your pregnancy. Of course, your body will shift and change and grow, and modifications, adjustments will need to be made along the way. So always listen to your body. You can reach out to me at any time by commenting below or reaching out on Instagram. I'll have all of my contact information linked below. And definitely ensure that you have the consent of your physician to work through different physical activity, especially if the practice of yoga is new to you. I promise the classes will have a lot of demonstration, a lot of cues and direction to support you, and we will start to introduce some props along the way as well. Today, for our first practice together, we will begin with some gentle mobility movements to just get to know our body as we are today, and just begin to check in with how it feels to be in your body and fully connect to what it is you need. We'll start together laying on our back. So you can come all the way down with your feet planted, knees point up towards the ceiling. If you are further along in your pregnancy, and it's not quite comfortable to lay on your back, you're welcome to start just in a sideline position, so you can lie over to the right or the left side. Okay. I find for me, I'm right now in my second trimester, so it's comfortable to be on my back, but with my feet flat, my knees bent. And you can take your hands to rest on the front of your hips, soften your shoulders from your ears. We won't stay here for too long, just a few moments to just settle into the body. Close down your eyes and start to acknowledge the flow of your breath. Take a few moments to check in and feel what it feels like to be in your body. The first trimester can definitely bring up a lot of things physically, emotionally, mentally in the body. So give yourself permission to just land where you are. Meet me here on your back if you're not already there with the knees bent. Take your feet out wide. And then open your arms to a cactus position. Soften your shoulders from your ears. You can realign your back body. Let's windshield wiper the knees. Slowly drop your knees towards the right side of your space. Move back through center and explore the other side. Knees fall over towards the left. Really slow movement. You can allow your whole pelvis to move with the lower body, so we're not creating any strain or compression in the midline of the body. Just some gentle movement for the hips and the low back. Good. Next time you come through center, let's pause. We'll move together to a fetal position. Roll over to your right side. Your right arm can rest at or act as a pillow. Then press yourself up. We'll meet in an easy seated position. So cross leg, if that's comfortable. You can also take a bound angle position if that feels a bit better in your body here. You can also roll up your mat or place a blanket or block underneath your sit bones for a bit more support for the back body. And then here in this seated position, let's take an inhale breath. Reach your arms all the way up overhead. Feel some length in the side bodies. And as you exhale, drop your left hand down to the mat and reach your right fingertips up and over. Use an inhale breath to create some space and length, and exhale, slowly hinge. One more big breath here, inhale, and exhale, sink in. Good. Inhale, come back up through center. This might be a good place to invite some energy into the body, especially if you've been feeling a bit lethargic. Definitely common in the first trimester. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, slowly reach over. Couple breath here together. Inhale, reach, and exhale, sink in. One more time, inhale, and exhale, ha. Good. Inhale, come back through center, grow tall for one more big breath. Then as you exhale, come forward and land on all fours in a tabletop position. So you're facing the top of your mat here. Spread your fingertips wide, wrist shoulders stack, and if you feel like you need a bit more space, you're welcome to walk your hands forward. And set your knees up for a comfortable distance so you feel supported still in your core and in your back. Cow-cat movement with your inhale, let your belly fall, peel your shoulders back, lift your chest, and gaze. As you exhale, round through, draw your navel to your spine, tuck your chin to your chest, find a big stretch for your back body. Couple more like that. Inhale, belly will fall. And exhale, you round through. One more time together. Inhale. And exhale. Ha. Good. You're welcome to take a few more rounds of your cow-cat, especially if that's feeling really good in your body. And eventually we'll meet in a child's pose. So take your knees out wide, big toes meet near the back of the mat. Walk your hands towards the top of your space and land your forehead to the mat. So child's pose is a really nurturing shape. You'll stay here with your breath. A really sweet shape to land in as well if you were starting to experience any nausea in your pregnancy or that queasiness. Taking this pose to really ground and root and anchor in might feel supportive in your body. Stay here for a few more rounds of breath. If you're further along in your pregnancy, you might have your knees out quite wide. You might have some support underneath your torso or your head. We'll definitely get to that as we add on in our trimester series. And with your next inhale, press back up onto all fours. Come into a downward dog. Shift your knees in first. Walk your hands slightly forward. Spread your fingertips wide again. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips up and back. Okay. And in this down dog, I encourage you to find some movement. Pedal your knees a few times, right and left. Sway your hips. And know that really there's no right or wrong in this shape, but you have this invitation to land in your body and explore what the pose is doing for you today. Whether it's creating some space in the back of your legs, maybe a nice stretch along the spine. It might be a good place to decompress any tension, stress, strain in the back body. Shake your head a few times. No, yes. Then bend your knees a lot. We'll look forward and walk all the way forward to the top of the mat. There's a forward fold. Feet are hip distance or wider, depending on how much space you need for your back body and comfortable space for your belly. We'll take our hands to the thighs. Let your head hang heavy and just enjoy some movement here. You can sway your hips from side to side, shake out your head, no, yes. Again, encouraging mobility and exploration in today's practice. Especially if you are rolling out your mat for the first time in a while and your body is feeling really different. We have this really great opportunity to explore what it feels like to be in our body now. Next breath, slowly rise up. Okay, come all the way to stand. Heel toe your feet in a little bit closer. Of course, you can keep them wide if you are further along. Okay, inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Try to keep your hips forward, your glutes engaged. Avoid a deep back bend, but instead focus on creating a lot of length. You can invite in some energy again here. And then as you exhale, slowly hinge into your fold. Okay. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. As you exhale, plant your hands and step back into your tabletop. So we're back here in tabletop, just a few more movements for today's practice. On your inhale, can you extend your left leg long behind you, charge through your back heel, and reach your right fingertips towards the top of your space. We'll do some really, really gentle core movements. If you are further along in your pregnancy, I encourage you to stay here and work on the stabilizer muscles. Those of you in first trimester, use your inhale breath to lengthen. As you exhale, can you bring a slow, gentle drawing in of the elbow to the knee? Inhale, breath, open up, extend. And exhale, elbow to knee. Just one more on this side. Inhale, open up. Again, this might be an invitation for some energy. And slowly lower. Right hand down, left knee down. Other side, kick your right heel back behind you and reach your left fingertips forward. Okay, again, you might stay right here depending on where you are at in your practice. Option to use that big inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale, draw elbow to knee. Inhale, breath, extend, open up. Exhale, elbow to knee. One more time. Inhale, open up. And exhale, draw in. Left hand, right knee down to the mat. Bring your knees together, feet together, sit back, hips on heels. Let's take a big inhale breath, roll the shoulders up and back. Okay. 2 more times, inhale breath, big shoulder roll, exhale, soften in. 1 more time, inhale breath. And exhale, relax in. Good. Slowly roll over to your right or your left side. And we'll set up into a seated position again. But this time, extend your left leg long, sole of your right foot to your inner thigh. With your inhale breath, lengthen up tall through your spine, reach your arms overhead. As you exhale, take a slow side bend over your left leg. With your inhale breath, come into a variation of rock stars. So your right hand will meet the mat, anchor through your right shin and left foot. Sweep your right arm overhead. Now, I do want you to acknowledge that this variation is less of a really deep back bend and more of a stabilizer shape. So we create that long line through the left line of the body, a bit of work for the obliques to help stabilize the core, the back body. And as you exhale, lower back down into your lateral stretch. Good. Inhale, breath. Right hand meets the mat. Sweep your left arm up and over. Anchor in. And exhale, slow lower lateral stretch. 1 more time. Inhale, breath. And we'll add that final lateral stretch. Really good. Come back up through center. Meet facing the long edge of your mat. We'll break that up before the other side with a seated bound angle shape. So the soles of your feet together. You might flutter your knees a few times, invite some ease into the hips, the glutes. Inhale, breath, tall spine. Exhale, you're welcome to come into a fold. Allow your torso to slowly hinge over your legs. Depending on where you're at in your practice, you may start to walk your hands towards the top of the space. If that fold is not feeling great today, I invite you to stay seated here. You can close down your eyes, roll out your shoulders a few times. All right, let's set up for the other side. Sole of your left foot to your inner thigh. Extend your right leg long. Inhale, breath. Reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, slow side bend over your right leg. Your inhale will bring you back up through center. This time your left hand meets the mat. Anchor into your left shin, right foot. And sweep your right arm overhead. Once again, try to avoid a deep back bend. Focus more on opening up the lateral line of the body. Keep pressing away from your bottom hand. Take an inhale breath. And exhale, lower your hips down to the mat. Slowly hinge over. A couple just like that. Inhale, breath. Open up. And exhale, soften in. One more time, inhale, breath. And exhale, last lateral stretch here. Meet back up at center. One more seated variation before we close off practice. We'll come into a seated wide leg position or a straddle shape. Anchor in through your sit bones, slight flex through the ankles so your toes point up towards the ceiling. And you can bend your knees as much as you need to or shorten the distance between your feet. You can widen the distance. Okay, and then let's use an inhale breath, tall spine. Exhale, slowly allow yourself to walk forward down the midline. Again, if the fold doesn't feel great for you, wherever you are, stay here. You can close down your eyes, roll out the shoulders. Some of you may have the space to come all the way down into a forward fold. But wherever you are, can you land in your body? Feel the flow of your breath. And just really soften in. Okay, slowly come back up through center. Turn to face the top of your mat. Okay. Then we'll come all the way down to our back. So as long as you are comfortable on your back, okay, you can take any final movement your body may still be calling for before your final Shavasana. So you can send your legs and your arms out to either side of your space when you are ready. Okay. And again, options, if you're not feeling quite comfortable on your back, you can take a knee bent variation, feet flat. You can take a more of a fetal position, side body stretch. Wherever you are, when you are ready to settle into that rest and relaxation, can you close down your eyes? Take a few deep cleansing rounds of breath for yourself. And I encourage you to stay in your final rest for as long as you can, as long as it's comfortable, for as long as you need. When you are ready, take your time to come out of that rest. I'll leave you here to close off in any way that feels good for you today. And take a moment right where you are to breathe in gratitude for your body, your breath, for this opportunity to take in some self-care. And thank you so much for choosing to practice with me. From my heart to yours, namaste.